want to tell you what Kirby told us moments ago. And he said, quote, "The sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and even stars that were mistakenly reported as drones." He goes on to say, "We have not identified anything anomalous or any national security or public safety risk over the civilian airspace in New Jersey and or in other states in the Northeast."
Another day of mixed up stories and misdirects when it comes to this whole entire drone situation. And as you just heard, the White House has now changed their tune for the fourth time. When they originally finally addressed this issue over a month after the problem started, the White House acknowledged that the issue was real, and they claimed that Joe Biden had been briefed on this situation and was looking for solutions. Then, about a day or two later, the White House came out and said, hey, none of this was happening, and they basically acted as if everyone was crazy. Well, the internet exploded. The American people were upset, and the White House was under fire from members of Congress, the Senate, random mayors throughout America, and all types of politicians were angry and speaking out and slamming the White House. So they came out and apologized, said, yeah, this is a real issue. We are taking it very seriously. And Joe Biden established a task force specifically to investigate these drones. And now, here we are 2 days later, they're claiming that, oh, none of this is happening. Everyone's just seeing other things. There's no drones. Now, the last time the White House came out and downplayed this story, within hours, drones shut down airports in New York. I'm wondering if we will see the same response here, because I've been watching these drones. I've been paying attention to the drone activity, and it wasn't until the Biden administration downplayed the problem and said it didn't exist. As soon as they said that, even though drones had been floating around for months, as soon as they said that, the drones went and started shutting down airports. Multiple military bases across the U.S., one in Ohio, shut down. They're shutting down Air Force bases, these drones, and they're still not being neutralized or taken out of the sky. So I'm wondering if we're going to see another response. Are these drones going to start shutting down airports again? What's going to happen here? But even though the White House is now changing their story, no one else seems to be on the same page, which is wild. Chuck Schumer, of all people, he was out here speaking about the drones, and he started to refer to them as UAP, okay? Almost as if there's... Now, I know that a UAP doesn't mean alien. I just find the wording interesting because everyone's referring to these things as drones. So when you have politicians start to call them UAPs, you start, okay, is there some type of information you have that we don't have? But I want to go ahead and roll this clip of what Chuck Schumer had to say, because I think people need to see just how crazy this situation is. We're used to seeing Republicans and Democrats not on the same page. In this story, Republicans and Democrats are all on the same page. It's just the White House and the Biden administration that are telling a completely different story than everyone else. But let's go ahead and roll this clip, and then I'll be right back with more.
People are flying drones.
Got it.
Sir, as the author of the UAP amendment in the 2024 National Defense Authorization
Yes.
Act, you, among anybody, should be calling these what they are. We don't know they're drones, correct? They are UAPs. Why?
We don't.
Why aren't they being called UAPs?
Because we don't know if there are UAPs. We don't know what they are. That's what we're trying to find out.
Identified, of course.
Nobody knows what they are. We have to find out.
So,
Senator,
Yes.
are these U.S. military drones?
We don't believe we do not believe they are U.S. military drones, or the military would have told us that.
Why haven't precautions been taken sooner? Why now? Why haven't precautions?
Well, all of a sudden, they're in the skies all over the place, and so we got to find answers. And then the legislation will provide much more authority as to where and when drones can fly. Right now, there is no authority to that because there are so many hobbyists and everybody else who flies drones. So you got to figure out how to do it.
Have you spoken with top government leaders about the possibilities involved with non-human intelligence?
Look, we have spoken with top government leaders about finding the answers to what these are. We don't know what they are. No more, sir. Let other people. Okay?
When will you have a definitive answer of what these drones or where they're coming from?
The sooner the better. We've talked to the Homeland Security and the FBI and told them we need answers quickly.
You know, when I listen to Chuck Schumer talk, it's like, I'm glad that he's acknowledging that this is a real issue, unlike the White House. But at the same time, I look at a lot of these politicians and I know you don't care about the drones flying overhead. You don't care about any of that. You're looking at how can you capitalize off of this? How can you use this against the American people? How can you take away our rights? How can you take away our freedoms? That's the reality. You can see it on these politicians' faces. Regardless if it's our military or if it's China, Iran, Russia, North Korea, or whoever it is. Regardless if it's a freaking alien from outer space. A lot of these politicians, they got their mind in one place. And that's how can they, capitalize off of this crisis? How can they gain from this? How can they use this to further put their foots on our necks? And, we're getting very close to Christmas here. And what's happening right now is we're all being worked up about these drones. All of these politicians are speaking up. They're writing the White House. They're releasing their little statements and what have you. What's about to happen here in about a day or two, all of these people are going to go on vacation. In the middle of all of this drone invasion madness, all of these politicians are about to go on vacation, and you're not going to hear from them until like the New Year's. So we're going to have a very merry drone Christmas and a very, very happy drone New Year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see drones flying around the ball as it drops, because all of these people are about to go away for a couple of weeks as this problem continues to fester. But for now, let me know your thoughts down below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.